There is exactly one first lady in history who met sex trafficker and raper of children and good friend of Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. And today, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee decided to question a former first lady who never met Jeffrey Epstein instead of the first lady currently occupying the White House. Where is their subpoena for Melania Trump?
Well, what was clearly supposed to be a political ploy to deflect attention from President Donald Trump's own entanglements with the Epstein files has exploded in his and the GOP's face. And the fallout is now playing out in real time on television. See, MSNBC host Lawrence O'Donnell unleashed a sustained critique of the Trump team's approach to the Epstein investigation, including a direct call for Melania Trump to testify. The host rightfully pointed out that Melania Trump has refused to answer basic questions about what she knows.
In the Epstein files, potentially. I do think in this case, as my colleague Annie Carney says, this isn't Hillary Clinton's first rodeo. She kind of ate Republicans for lunch during the Benghazi hearings, so I don't think this will go very well for them. I think it will be different for Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, Kate, that
Donald argued that Melania Trump is a much more likely witness and proposed questions that she should be compelled to answer under oath.
Donald Trump's third wife was friends with both of them. The Epstein files contain emails from Melania Trump to Ghislaine Maxwell complimenting Ghislaine Maxwell. The Epstein files contain no communication at all between Hillary Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, but Republicans on the committee decided they wanted to subpoena Hillary Clinton. Where is their subpoena for Melania Trump, who actually knew Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? Why aren't they asking Melania Trump? Did Donald Trump introduce you to Jeffrey Epstein, or did Jeffrey Epstein introduce you to Donald Trump? Why aren't they asking Melania Trump what she knew about Jeffrey Epstein? The Epstein files show the Palm Beach police chief saying that Donald Trump told him in 2006, quote, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." If true, that would mean that Donald Trump's wife at that time, Melania Trump, knew he was doing this. She would be included in Donald Trump's term, everyone. Melania Trump might have no useful information to provide to the committee, but she did meet Jeffrey Epstein. She was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. She was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. And it is possible that she knew something. According to her husband, everyone knew. Hillary Clinton, in a written opening statement to the committee today, made the point that not everyone who has been subpoenaed by the committee has been actually required to testify to the committee. The former Secretary of State, who was also a lawyer and worked on the Congressional Committee investigation of corrupt Republican President Richard Nixon at the beginning of her career, reminded the committee, quote, "You subpoenaed 8 law enforcement officials, all of whom ran the Department of Justice or directed the FBI when Epstein's crimes were investigated and prosecuted. Of those 8, only 1 appeared before the committee. 5 of the 6 former attorneys general were allowed to submit brief statements stating they had no information to provide. Hillary Clinton should have been offered exactly the same option. That in Washington, the rules don't apply to Republicans. Republicans continue to find ways to shock by breaking rules that have never been broken before. Today, it was Republican Lauren Boebert's turn to do something that has never been done before and is, and always has been, completely against the rules. Lauren Boebert took a photograph of Secretary Clinton during the deposition and immediately released it publicly to a Trump-supporting media clown. Secretary Clinton had every right, as soon as that happened, to leave the deposition, to just walk out. The Republicans would have no ability at all to prevent Secretary Clinton from leaving the deposition after one of their members violated the rules of that deposition and the rules of every congressional committee procedure in the history of Congress.
Now, it wasn't exactly gentle commentary, and nor should it be, right? It was an on-air indictment of how Republicans have woefully mismanaged this entire episode.
A historical day for the United States Congress. We have listened to people all across America who have kept up with the whole Epstein investigation and are outraged by the obvious fact that men and women, for that matter, of great power and great wealth from all across the world have been able to get away with a lot of heinous crimes.
Republicans have now set a new precedent, which is to bring in presidents and former presidents to testify. So we're once again going to make that call that we did yesterday. We are now asking and demanding that President Trump officially come in and testify in front of the Oversight Committee. He appears in the Epstein files next to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell almost more than anybody else. So it's time for the president to answer questions about why files are missing from the DOJ.
From their inconsistent messaging to refusal to let the public see full unredacted testimony, not only from the files, but at this point when this video was filmed, the testimony from the Clintons has not yet been released. Even though this was the very material that they had initially demanded be released when they agreed to sit under oath.
I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on